Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here, taking a little bit of time out between doing some Nicholas Payne Retro Channel reviews, go check them out, to do this quick reaction to some news that's broken literally just about 10 minutes ago or something. Doctor Who Fury from the Deep is being animated. Recently, we heard rumours that there was going to be a second animated Doctor Who project in 2020 after the Faces ones. They're going to do a second one in 2020. Evil of the Daleks was actually the one we all thought was going to be the one after Faces ones, as they seem to be doing season 4 as a theme with Power of the Daleks and then the Macra Terror. However, it turns out that Fury from the Deep from season 5, the only completely missing story of that season, although there are still missing episodes from other stories that season. It's not completely complete, like, well, none of the 60s ones are completely complete. But Fury from the Deep, I know this is a popular one amongst many fans, especially a YouTuber called Stewbagfull, aka Stuart Hardy. This is his favourite story of all time. And to be honest, I don't know, I'm not sure how, but fair enough on him. Not the biggest fan of Fury from Deep. I like it. If you see my Retro Channel review, I think I gave it a 7 out of 10. I think. Wasn't the biggest fan, but I do like it. I think it's a good story. Prefer the Faces one, so I'm more excited for that one. But it'll be interesting to see how they do Fury from the Deep. It's also a significant one in the fact that Victoria Waterfield, played by Deborah Watling, the late Deborah Watling, I should say, that's her final Doctor Who story. She does come back for the direct-to-video spin-off film Downtime in the 90s. But as far as Victoria's concerned in Doctor Who, this is her final story. This is where she leaves the TARDIS at the end, without spoiling anything. If you've seen the short at the start of Wheel... Actually, no, I think they skipped that in the Wheel in Space episode 1 extract animation that they did on the web, Macra Terror release. Does that mean the Wheel in Space will be coming up? Because that one has been rumoured for a while. Are they going to do the Wheel in Space soon? They seem to be favouring the Troughton era a bit more. Well, Troughton's got more missing episodes and missing stories, plus quite a few of the Hartnell ones are historicals, and the animators have gone on record saying that certain stories, especially historical ones like the Crusade and the Massacre, are more difficult to animate. Furies from the Deep might be more up their street, along with Faces ones, as they've got human characters, but they don't have to change costumes that much, and there's not a huge number of them, and there's this sort of additional monster design that, like the Daleks and the Macra, are more visual pleasing for the animators. And also the creatures from Shada that I've forgotten the name of, they're more appeasing to the eye in the animation version of that one. Fantastic. By the way, they've done fantastic animation jobs. Macra Terror, I did give it a 5, but that was more for story rather than the animation. If I was going by animation, I think it would be a 9. I think Macra Terror's animation is the best one so far. It's just a shame of the story. I'm not a Macra Terror fan. Power of the Daleks also had some really great animation, and so did Shada, and I think each one were stepping up the animation, Doctor Who animation since 2001 with the Flash webcasts. Doctor Who animation has been updating, because I'm not a fan of how they animated the webcasts of the first 3 Flash webcasts with the hand-drawn pictures. I'm not really a fan. I think Shada might be the best after watching Death Comes to Time in real time. I've only seen those 2 once. I'm going to rewatch recently. I'm going to rewatch them before I do their reviews. But from what I've seen, but I have seen Shada's version, and I think that one actually does it a little bit better, because I think the other 2 are more art pictures, sometimes a little bit of a movement. I think Shada's is a bit more, and they're also kind of a little bit, some of them are a bit not clean, basically. The Shada's one's a bit cleaner, and some of the characters move. Then you get to Scream the Shulker, which is pretty much a normal animated story, done by the amazing Cosgrove Hall, who would later do the animated episodes of The Invasion. Still my favourite of the pre-BBC Studio era animated Doctor Who missing episodes, and The Infinite Quest, which, just say what you like about the story, but the animation is amazing. Cosgrove Hall animated Scream the Shulker, and it looks really good. Maybe a little bit clunky at the start, but certainly later on it gets really pretty good. Then, like I said, The Invasion's missing episodes, 1 and 4, and Infinite Quest fantastic job by Cosworth Hall. Not really anything animated until 2009 with Dreamland, and in Missing Episodes cases 2013 with The Reign of Terror. Although it was supposed to be 2012, but they were pushed back to 2013. Not sure why, but my god, it was not so that they can polish the animation. No way on earth. I did do a video on the Hooniverse channel that I'm going to have to remake because it has been taken down and I don't have the original, about reconstructions and reanimations of missing episodes. So I might save my talking about the animations of the missing episodes for that. But Dreamlands was a bit more 3D, and then they kind of went back to the normal 2D, but on computers for the missing episodes. And suffice to say, I think the company did The Reign of Terror did get better with their follow-ups, with the 10th Planet Part 4 and the Moonbase Parts 1 and 3, but still not as good as the studio who did the Ice Warriors Parts 2 and 3, or Cosworth Hall, or BBC Studios, who are doing full episode animations from the Power to Darks, apart from the Shada where they just where they just animate the bits that weren't filmed, apart from the last scene, which was specially filmed. And in my reaction of Fury from the Deep, I was a bit annoyed that they were going to animate episodes 1 and 3, but I've learned the reasons why. BBC America have partly financed it, and they want all 6 episodes animated in full colour. And yeah, it does make sense that they don't want to survive in black and white live action episodes in the kind of, especially episode 3 between 1, 2 and 4 kind of feels a bit disjointed, so I can understand that. So long as those 2 surviving episodes are bonus features on the DVD, not just DVD, Blu-ray and Steelbook, not just in the reconstruction version, actually as bonus features on the story, you can access them without having to go to the reconstruction. Add them to the reconstruction by all means, but have them as an option to view anyway. Maybe on disc, maybe if there's a 2-disc version of the release, like, yeah, actually, because you'll have the black and white and the colour version. Maybe if on disc 1, the colour version, you could have the 2 surviving episodes as they are. See the Lost in Time box set. They are on that, but I'd also like them on their own individual release, like with the Moonbase. And then on the second disc with the black and white version, because that's how it was with the Macra Terror, and also the Power of the Dark Steelbook. Disc 2 can have the reconstruction. Not sure what Steelbook exclusive they're going to have this time around. Pray to God. Maybe that's where the surviving episodes will go, as Steelbook exclusives, which hopefully not. Hopefully they're on all of the releases. As for Fury from the Deep, as I mentioned, this one completely missing. Only some clips, maybe. Actually, maybe not even clips. Maybe just, well, yeah, very few clips and some behind the scenes bits. Not much, just a few seconds. But yeah, Fury from the Deep. I think this is. But Fury from the Deep, I've got confidence they're going to do a really good animated job. I'm not, like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of the story, but I do like it, and I think they could do a good job with making it good. Maybe I would like even more of the animation. I think Macra Terror, I sort of liked it a little bit more with the animation, but the story still, I still wasn't really fond of the story, especially after having to watch the animated version 6 times, and that's after 2 reconstruction versions I had to watch, and the second time pissed me off so much that my Retro Channel original review was actually a rant. Wasn't so bad with the Universal's review after watching the animated version twice, 1 colour and 1 black and white. I think I did black and white first, to be honest. Started with black and white, but yeah, so I say I didn't enjoy watching that story 8 times in a year, but the animation was still amazing, especially in the first 2 viewings. So I'm confident in the animation for both the Faceless Ones and Fury from the Deep, and hopefully they will be amazing. Faceless Ones I'm really looking forward to. Fury from the Deep I'm looking forward to. And yeah, I'd even be excited for the Space Pirates if that had been announced to be animated. The Space Pirates is the worst story of all time, in my opinion, but I'd still be excited for its animated episodes. I'd still give the animation probably a good score. I just saw the story as a 1 out of 10 because that's the score I gave it for story, and no animation is going to save that story, even if it just looks nice. Even if it makes it look nicer, though, I'll say that maybe some stuff in animation might actually improve it on a execution level. Anyways, but that's my opinions. I'm looking forward to Fury from the Deep animated edition, and the Faceless Ones one as well. What are your thoughts on Fury from the Deep being animated? Or if you haven't already said so before, the Faceless Ones being animated as well. And another thing about Evil of the Daleks being suggested as the next one to follow up, because that pretty much follows up directly from the end of the Faceless Ones. Maybe that one will be a 2021 release. I can see them doing that for 2021, and especially if they want to get to they want that season 4, and especially if season 4's Blu-ray box sets want to get released. Although the releases of the Blu-ray box sets can't, or don't really have any say on which stories get animated. Although maybe if they request it, they might. Also, whether the Underwater Menace is missing episodes 1 and 4 that got a pretty shoddy reconstruction. Again, I actually understood the reasons why, because the BBC or 2 Entertain or whoever said actually told the guy who did the reconstructions they were rough reconstructions. And it was kind of like just a rough version. He was going to go back to and sort it out a bit more later, but the BBC or whoever it was who decided to release it, just decided to release them as they were, resulting in backlash. So episodes 1 and 4 of The Underwater Menace, it would be a good idea to either get a better reconstruction or animate those 2 episodes. Just those 2 episodes. We don't need the other 2 animated, especially as episode 2 was one of the most recently found stories. Episodes, along with Galaxy 4 episode 3, and also the missing episode 3 of Web of Fear. They don't need to animate the rest of that story if they decide to animate episode 3. They won't be able to animate every Doctor Who story, but the ones that they probably wouldn't be able to, they could probably get people in to do professional reconstructions. Look at Loose Cannon. They did really great ones. Their Dalek Master Plan and Evil the Dalek ones are superb. So they could get people like them in to do official BBC reconstructions for stories they can't animate, like Marco Polo, The Crusade, etc. And just have those released on DVD and Blu-ray. Preferably individually before they get the complete season box sets. So that they release the DVDs individually, and then on Blu-ray you've got the complete season box sets. Anyway, so that's it from me. Thank you for watching this update, thoughts on the Fury from the Deep being animated. Like I said, if you haven't already previously said, put your opinions down below what you think about the Faceless Ones being animated, and also put down your opinions what you think about Fury from the Deep being animated. Do you think they're good stories to animate? Do you like those stories? Are you happy with the animation? Would you rather see reconstructions? Would you rather see the episodes come back? Well, I think everyone would rather see all the episodes come back, even the shit ones. But would you rather they left it well enough alone, or what? Just throw down your opinions. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Nicholas Payne YouTube channel. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here, taking a little time out between reviews for the Retro channel, and also following a review that Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here, a few minutes after, well, it's also a significant one, as that's Victoria Waterfield's final story as the companion. She does come back for the spin-off short film Downtime, or spin-off film Downtime. What are your thoughts on Fury from the Deep? Or the Faceless Ones, if you haven't already mentioned that. Or the Faceless Ones, if you haven't already said that. Preferably in the... Just those 2 episodes, don't need the other 2 surviving, especially as episode 2 is one of the latest. Especially as episode 2 has own... Especially episode 2... It's also Web of Fear episode 3 as well. They don't need to... They're probably not going to animate every story due to difficulty on certain ones. They might have to settle with reconstructions if they want to get some out alongside the end. They might not be able to reconstruct. They won't be able to reconstruct. Like I said, if you haven't said anything about Faceless Ones being animated, please put your opinions down below, and also put your opinions about Fury from the Deep. If you haven't...